I want to talk to you about small personal loans for a bad credit. If you have less than stellar credit, it can be very complicated to actually find small personal loans because a lot of lenders are really scared about your credit. They're scared about your FICO score in the first place. So, into this conversation, I just wanted to give you quickly a few small personal loans for bad credit. So, here are the top loans I want you to really consider this year. First, I want you to think about Upstart. So, if you are looking for a small personal loan for bad credit, Upstart is going to make you very happy. Why? Because Upstart can actually give you loans that start at $1,000. This is really good. So you can't really get smaller than that, right? So $1,000 and even better, Upstart can go all the way to $50,000. But if you are looking for a small personal loan with your bad credit, Upstart is going to make you happy because they started to like their minimum credit score is 300. 300, which means what? Everybody qualifies. Okay, if you have bad credit, you can't have a credit score lower than 300. So your FICO score cannot be lower than 300. So chances are you are going to qualify if you go to Upstart for a small personal loan for bad credit. And even better, what I love about Upstart is that basically the APR range is very decent too. Can you imagine that? They're giving you anywhere from 6.70% all the way to 36%, which is really great. If you have bad credit, having a single digit APR is very rare, but not impossible. Not impossible. It really depends. Like Upstarts will look at your file on a case by case basis, and they will decide actually how much to really give you as APR. Okay, but the thing with Upstart is that there is an origination fee that can go all the way to 12%. So that's where they actually get you. I mean, that's what I don't like. But hey, listen, it is what it is. So they charge you an origination fee, and but overall, fantastic. Okay, fantastic. You just need to have a job, or you need to have a job offer that starts within 6 months, or you need to have regular income. That's all. That's all Upstart cares about this year. Another small personal loan for bad credit this year is actually Avant. So if you are looking for, let's say, a small loan, Avant will help you out because Avant will give you a loan that starts at $2,000. Okay, and so this is really good in terms of minimum credit score. Avant will accept any FICO score around 500 minimum. 500 minimum. So 500, we are still in bad score territory, in bad FICO territory. Okay, anything below 579 is considered poor credit. So if you are around 500, you can still qualify for an Avant personal loan. So this is kind of cool. But their APR is a little higher than Upstart's. So the minimum APR is 10%. So 10% to 36%. So if you think about Avant, you can get 2% all the way to $35,000. But we don't care about the larger loan amount. We care about the small. We care about the lowest part of the interval of that bracket, 2,000. So if you want 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, whatever, Avant can really take care of you. And what I love also is that Avant gives you plenty of time to repay the loan. So you have a maximum of 5 years to repay the loan. This is kind of cool, having loan amounts that go from 2,000 to 35,000 and loan terms that go from 24 months to 60 months. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But Avant, similar to Upstarts, does charge origination fees. They're charging you a maximum fee of 10%. So this can be pretty substantial also, okay? So, but the good thing is that you can receive funds as soon as the next business day. And Avant may consider household income instead of just individual income, which could actually qualify you, if you think about it, could qualify you for a larger loan amount, okay? So this is something to really think about. And Avant has been at this game for the last 15 years, okay? They're really solid, but they are primarily an online lender, okay? Just be aware that there are some states where Avant is not available. Hawaii, Iowa, Maine, Massachusetts, New York, Vermont, Washington, and West Virginia. If you're looking for a small personal loan for a bad credit, I want you to think this year about Prosper. And Prosper will give you a loan as low as $2,000. Okay, $2,000. And they will consider a credit score that's around 500 also. 500. So that's really good. That's also low credit score territory. Okay. So loan amounts go from 2,000 to 50,000, but 2,000 is really possible. And you have an APR range that go from 9% to 36%. What I love about Prosper, if you're looking for a small personal loan for bad credit, Prosper tends to approve you faster. We have seen cases where Prosper had approved actually has approved borrowers within 6 hours. So that's how fast they can approve you. And 6 hours, I'm speaking about from the review of the application all the way to the approval of the loan. Right. Of course, they're not going to disperse funds right away. It takes a process, but 6 hours, that's a wonderful turnaround. And Prosper, similar to Upstarts and Avant, also charges you an origination fee that goes from 1% to 10%. So this is something to really keep in mind if you want to go through Avant. I mean, not Avant. You want to go through Prosper, okay? And one thing I need to say also is that Prosper is actually one of the lender that has the lowest, if not one of the lowest credit score requirements around. Plus, the company offers a hardship relief program. If you have, say, let's say you have trouble making payments, okay? So this is kind of cool because you have the possibility to actually rebound when it comes to your budget, okay? But Prosper is not available in two states I want to mention. So if you live in Iowa or West Virginia, you're not going to qualify for a Prosper personal loan this year. So it is what it is. Another small personal loan for bad credit this year is actually Upgrade. So Upgrade will start you at $1,000. So if you want a small personal loan, no problem. Upgrade is there for you, and Upgrade will look at your application. If you have a minimum FICO score of a 515, 520, okay, 515, 520, that's kind of cool. And you have but the repayment window on Upgrade is way better than Upstart or Avant or Prosper. Why? Because Upgrade is giving you maximum of 7 years to repay the loan. So so that's 84 months. So the repayment window goes from 24 months all the way to 84 months. So that's pretty good from a flexibility point of view. If you want to have a budgetary flexibility, if you want to really breathe a little bit in your budget, then having a longer repayment window can be really helpful. So that's kind of cool. Now, the one thing I wanna say also is that with Upgrade, you do have multiple APR discount opportunities. That's really good if you're really concerned about like APR discount, and also Upgrade does provide a secured loan option if you want to use your car, for instance, as collateral. But I wouldn't really advise you to use your car as collateral. But if that's what you want to do, you can try that. You can try it too. That's not a problem. But to actually qualify for a loan at Upgrade, you got to have a valid bank account. You also got to have an email address, and there are some cases where they ask you to provide your phone number. So they will use your phone number for verification purposes, like they can use it for 2FA or MFA, so two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication. So something to really keep in mind, okay? And Upgrade has been around for nearly 20 years now. So again, this tells you about their proven track record, okay? I mean, if they're not doing something positive, they wouldn't be around for that long. So simply because they've been around for that long tells you that their service is actually pretty solid, okay? That you can trust them with your data. If you're looking for a small personal loan for bad credit, I want you to think about Best Egg this year. And Best Egg is a good candidate to think about. They give you a loan amount that starts at 2,000. So if you're looking for a small loan and you have poor credit, Best Egg can really be the company to think about. Okay, the company to really think about this year. And so the loan amounts at Best Egg go from 2,000 all the way to $50,000. The APR range goes from 8% to 36%. So something you really can think about. And the loan terms, again, 36 months to 84 months. So that's really good from a flexibility point of view. That's really fantastic. And one thing I want to say here is that if you think about the best way to get things done fast and get your loan fast, just apply online. If you go to Best Egg, you want to apply online, okay? So you can actually see if you can pre-qualify. Try to pre-qualify first, okay, before applying for real. That way you know how much you can qualify for, and that way you can also preserve your FICO score, okay? So, but Best Egg, similar to Upgrade, Prosper, Avant, and Upstart, they charge you also an origination fee that goes from 1% all the way to 10%, okay? I don't like personally our origination fees, but it is what it is. And Best Egg wants you to really have a minimum credit score of 500. So the minimum credit score depends on the states where you are at, but it really fluctuates between 500 and 580, okay? 579, 580. So something to really think about. And also, one thing I want to say is that with Best Egg, you have similar terms as Upgrade or Prosper. In other words, you got to have a personal checking account. You got to have a physical address. You got to have an email address, okay, for you to really qualify. And also, there are some states where you cannot actually apply for a Best Egg loan if you live there. So, for instance, if you live in DC, if you live in Iowa, if you live in Vermont, if you live in West Virginia or the U.S. territories, you do not qualify. Also, think about LendingClub. So if you're looking for a small personal loan for a bad credit, I want you to think about LendingClub. And LendingClub will give you a loan that starts at $1,000. So $1,000, that's really good because if you have bad credit and you don't need that large loan amount, 1,000 is really good. And LendingClub is really fast at funding its loans too, by the way. Okay, they will start you with a minimum credit score that goes from 550 all the way to 600. Okay, that's pretty good. And there is an origination fee also with LendingClub, even though it's not as high as the other 6 lenders, because LendingClub is giving you a maximum origination fee of 8%. So it goes from 0% to 8%, which means what? It means that there are some personal loans for bad credit where LendingClub is not charging anything, is not charging an origination fee. Okay, so something to really keep in mind. And also with LendingClub, you have a 15-day grace period if you are late on payments. This lender allows you to get a loan with another person, so that's kind of cool. So you're able to co-borrow if that's what you want. And you have the option to pay creditors directly if using funds to consolidate debt this year. So this is really good from a flexibility point of view, okay? But one thing you have to understand is that with LendingClub, you are not able to use the loan for expenses related to education after high school. So if you want that, you need to get a student loan, okay? That's important. So if you think about LendingClub, think about an online digital bank that connects borrowers with investors, okay? And the platform tends to fund its loans, its personal loans, within 24 hours of approval. So this is really good from a flexibility point of view, okay? But you got to have a verifiable bank account. Even better, if you have an account with LendingClub itself, that's even better because you're able to get approved faster, and they can wire the funds to your LendingClub account. as opposed to sending the funds to another bank. Another small personal loan for bad credit this year is Happy Money. So Happy Money actually will start you at 5,000. So for some people, 5,000 may not be a small personal loan, but for some it is. Okay. So if you're looking for a small personal loan for a bad credit, think about Happy Money this year. A Happy Money will give you $5,000 to $40,000. The APR is relatively lower on Happy Money than others. So APR goes from 9% all the way to 18%. And you have actually payment terms that go from 24 months to 60 months. Okay. And you have an origination fee that goes from 1.5% to 5.5%. So, and again, the origination fee is also lower. So if you think about Happy Money, think about a loan that's great for consolidating credit card debts. Okay. So this is really good. There is no application fee. There is no prepayment penalty. And there's also no late fee. Okay. And with Happy Money, you have some great transparency. Okay. You have clear and understandable eligibility requirements. So this is kind of cool. And also, you can pay your credit card company like Happy Money can pay your credit card company directly. Okay. So overall, if you think about Happy Money, think about debt consolidation. That's really the main purpose of those types of loans. The only thing is you should not live in Iowa, in Massachusetts, or Nevada. Happy Money is not available in those states this year. So just be aware of that. Okay. And then you'll be fine. So those are the top 7 small personal loans for bad credit. Let me close to this conversation by giving you an overview here. So if you think about bad credit loans, think about loans that really can approve you if you have a score that's that's under 579, okay? And a lot of players actually will fund those types of loans from banks, credit unions, and online lenders. It's true that lately, those online lenders have been the best at funding those types of loans, okay? But before you apply for a bad credit loan, whether you're looking for a small loan or a large loan, please check your credit score, get free offers, and compare and see which one is best, okay? And you also can think about alternatives. There are several types of loans for bad credit. You have secured loans, you have unsecured loans, you have joint personal loans, you have payday loans, you have cash advances. Okay. You also have bad credit home equity loans. You have a lot of loans. You also have student loans for bad credit. So it's totally up to you to compare and contrast which loans for bad credit you should really go for this year. And at the end, choose the one that works for you and for your family. So in conclusion to this conversation, I'll share with you a series of small personal loans for a bad credit. I give you the top loans, and after that, the overview, and now the conclusion. Top loans include Upstart, Avant, Prosper, Upgrade, Best Egg, LendingClub, and Happy Money. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.